Well, smoking marijuana used to be taboo, but it seems the old stigma is gone now, and more families are actually doing it together. Some new research showing 54% of people who smoke pot are parents, and 47% of those parents have either smoked it in front of their adult children or with them. That same poll found 80% of Americans strongly support legalizing medical marijuana. Now, this map from Ballotpedia shows the states where recreational and medical use is legal and others where it is illegal. You can see the real divide there in America. New at 7, we brought in the dope doctor to talk more about this. What is behind the change in the way that people actually view marijuana? Dr. Louis Delgado, always good to see you. Appreciate you coming in. So what do you make of this when you see this?
I mean, it's just where we're going with it, right? Yeah. I mean, we make it medically useful, then we make it legal or, you know, decriminalize it, and then we get to this point. I mean, there's a lot of adults in our age group, like I was telling you before, that have been in the closet smoking pot. They go and they're going in their bathroom, they're smoking pot and blowing it in their vents or out the window. The kids in their bathroom smoking it, blowing it out the window, and everybody meets at the refrigerator. Nobody's really talking about it.
Right.
So it allows those parents that are in our age group that have been smoking pot the whole time to come out, and now they're taking advantage of that situation.
We've seen this, Louis, a little bit in alcohol, where right. Parents will say, look, if they're with me, at least I know what's going on. Right. Do you think it's healthy for a parent to actually smoke there with their children?
You know what? I think that there's a debate there. There's a debate there. I'm not one to judge another parent and what they do with their kids. I don't want to condemn them, or I don't want to say that they're doing anything wrong. I think it's a slippery slope, though. Understanding that we still don't really understand addiction, dependence. We still don't talk real honestly about what effects all drugs do, including caffeine, nicotine, sugar, alcohol, and now here we have marijuana, which a lot of people defend. It's like you can't even talk negative about it. It's like talking about somebody's grandmother. If you talk about pot to somebody who smokes pot, they get really offended by it. So they're not really open to hearing all the debate, the pros and the cons. And I think in any case, you have to be open to hear both sides. So if it's affecting you in any way, you can talk about it. And you can say, you know what, I mean, I like it. I really enjoy it. However, I'm starting to smoke too much of it, or I don't do it in moderation in a way that it doesn't affect my life, or I'm in a position right now in my job or in my life where I need to be a little bit more motivated. I need a little bit something different going on, clear-headedness, and I'm not getting it. I mean, you have to be honest with yourself. If you're not going to be honest with yourself and you're just going to defend the substance, well, then it is dangerous.
Well, it doesn't need to be crack. The generation gaps, too. We think of the young generation, but there's an older generation, right. And there's an older generation that doesn't smoke pot. When you look at that older generation, what do you see?
Drinkers.
Yeah.
And I think that's what the marijuana generations are looking at. They've always been able to use, or I'm going to say we, in our generation, we've always been able to look at the older generations and say, well, look, they drink alcohol, they can't drive, they urinate on themselves, they fight their spouses, they get belligerent, and you're not getting that with marijuana. As a matter of fact, when we watched the riots, I think there was the thing at Berkeley. Right. Did you see the two sides? That one little piece of calm, what did they do? Somebody pulled out pot and started sharing it, and they were smoking pot together, and it was like, see, this is exactly what a lot of that generation, or the marijuana smoking generations, are saying. They're saying that that people can come together. So we have to be honest with, yes, there are some negative effects to it, but let's not vilify it to the point where we lose our ground, where we lose our ability to say there are some dangers to everything, and there's no difference with this substance. And again, when you're a parent, there's a role that comes with that. Like we get on Trump about not being presidential sometimes. Well, be parental at all times. It's the same thing. There's certain things that as a parent you want to stay. You don't want to be intoxicated on alcohol in front of your kids. You probably don't want to be stoned and joking around about Cheech and Chong movies with your kids. You probably want to maintain that level of parental responsibility at all times, just in case.
Because finally, attitudes have changed, and we saw it in that map where you could see the states that were colored. What would your advice be when you see some of that change taking place?
I'd say that we have to all, on both sides of this issue, we all have to get a better understanding of what marijuana really is. Not only what it really is, but it shows you that we lack the ability to connect with other people unless we use something. We struggle with learning how to gel or vibe with someone else without drinking with them, or without smoking pot with them. You know, like Jamie likes fishing. Like, you know, that's how he knows a lot of his buddies, right? He's got fishing buddies. So if you do that with just substances, you lack a lot of the behaviors that go around the substances. Just understand that it's all about engaging with other people and connecting with other people. And this is no difference. This is all about connecting. Adults that are trying to figure out how to connect with their young people, how to feel relevant, how to be cool, whatever it is. But I'm telling you, if you were smoking pot with a 60 or 70-year-old parent, nobody's really caring about that. We do care, however, when a 30-something-year-old parent is smoking with a 17 or 18-year-old child.
Takes on a different approach as well. Fascinating topic. Appreciate all the insight. Where can people find you?
NowMattersMore.org, the Now Matters More Foundation.
Always good to see you.
Thank you, brother.
7:46. Let's bring in the